We are live.
Bam! Beginning of the video.
Welcome to Sleepy Duck Vlog number 4.
At least I think this is number 4.
It's been a while,
If you find out otherwise, tell us in the comments. It's been a while since we've done any Sleepy Duck vlogs, but we're going to discuss what kind of graphic novels that kids like, also what both of us have been reading lately.
Right. A lot of people are wondering about the future of comics and the future of graphic novels.
Yeah.
What kids are reading now probably gives us hints of what's coming, what we're going to see more of, and what your generation will be reading as they get older might be affected by what they're reading now, right?
The things that most of the people I know are reading now, the kind of graphic novels and comic books, especially girls, like they like things that aren't superhero. Like they don't really like the superhero kind of thing as much. Some of the boys do, but the girls don't. Really.
What percentage would you guess of the people that you know in elementary school read at some point graphic novels?
I would say 80 or 90%.
80 or 90%.
80
so
or
that's
90.
Very high. That's
80 or 90.
That's a really good sign for the future of graphic novels.
If
80 or now you are in a school. I'm pulling this closer here.
I was just looking at this skinny.
Do you want to show some examples of graphic novels in your collection?
I have a lot of graphic novels here. I'm going to show some. I have Ghost,
you can show them
which is like really popular. It's like one of the Raina Telgemeier ones. Right. She's like all of her graphic novels. Like I've read some.
I heard on Publishers Weekly that there's a new upcoming Raina Telgemeier book.
What's it called?
I can't remember now. But they're planning to publish a first print run of 3 million. That's enormous.
Whoa. Especially for like a graphic novel.
I mean, people are happy when a graphic novel sells 50,000 copies. Okay, what else have you got?
And then like this is an adaptation of the Descendants. Mm-hmm. And then this is this Star Scouts one that I read like in 2 days.
And do you think, so that's kind of science fiction. Do you think some of your friends like science fiction?
Yeah, some of them like science fiction, but I think most, I would say, again, 80 or 90% of the people who I know who read graphic novels, I'm saying, well, I don't exactly know what all of the boys read, but like, I don't know, but a lot of the people I know who read graphic novels read, like I said, things that are more realistic, that are not like superhero.
Can I take a look inside?
Yeah. It has really cool artwork, but you can't exactly see it as well when it's on a video.
Mm-hmm. It looks kind of cool.
And then here's something that's more superhero that I know a lot of boys and some girls read who have been in my class before. This is Dogman. This is actually, I think, like the 3rd book.
I didn't even know we had Dogman in the house. I heard them talking about Dogman.
We do have a Dogman. And this is the first Dogman book I've read, so I don't think you have to read them in order. I mean, I do think it would help to read them in order, but you don't have to read them in order.
But I'm going to read this
Dad wants to read this.
I'm all excited
Dad
about
wants to read it.
Is that in color or in black and white? Oh, it's in color.
It's in color. It's like the main superhero one.
So Dogman himself is a superhero, but kind of a joke superhero?
Yeah. He's like, this dog head got sewn onto a man's body. And he became Dogman.
Sounds like God hates astronauts in the
what do you mean?
Direct market comic book world. People with dog heads. I guess, is that Dogman on the cover, or is that a villain?
That's Dogman.
Okay.
But yeah.
So you've read this Dogman. Do you plan to read other Dogman comics?
I might eventually read other ones, but I have things I'm reading right now.
Yeah. I didn't know we had it in our house, and I first heard about Dogman just the other day on John.
Sorry.
What's the name of his?
Sorry.
John in Kids Comics. I forget. I got the name wrong. One of John's daughters loves Dogman.
Who's John?
He's a guy who does a video channel. I'll have to find it and show it to you. He has 2 daughters. They both read graphic novels.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, so We've had that.
And then
What else have you got
this
here?
one, Real Friends. This one is really good. It's probably one of my favorite graphic novels.
I didn't know about this one either.
I think I've read it twice.
By Shannon Hale, who I think is someone whose name I sometimes hear.
Oh yeah, she wrote the first 3 Ever After High trilogy.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that. I guess I've heard her name somewhere else in what I thought at comic book shops. So let's look inside that. So what can you tell us about this? Is this highly realistic?
Yeah, it's sort of highly realistic. It's sort of about this girl who kind of like her, she doesn't know who to be friends with, and it kind of follows her from kindergarten to like 5th grade till she like goes into middle school. Yeah, kind of. And then this, I don't think I ever finished reading this, but
Roller Girl. Do you think you might finish reading it?
I think I might finish reading it.
And wasn't this one part of the Battle of the Books? So here in Portland,
I decided not to do it, but I thought I might do it.
she decided not to do Battle of the Books, which is maybe part of why you didn't end up finishing Roller Girl.
Yeah,
But
I decided.
here in Portland, they have this team. What do they do? Kind of debate books, and they have winners, or they do book presentations, and they have different teams, and everyone reads the same books, and then they give presentations, and then the winner goes on to.
Well, actually, they ask
teams.
questions, and whichever team can get the most correct questions.
So it's kind of like a game show then.
Yeah.
So a graphic novel, at least one graphic novel, maybe more, was on that Battle of the Books list.
Actually, I think there were like 3 or 4 graphic
Wow.
novels. Usually
So graphic
there
novels are
isn't.
really taking off in the world
Graphic novels
of elementary
and
kids who actually read books.
yeah, the theme of this year was sometimes graphic novels, and also then like friend problems.
Friend problems was a theme? Oh,
Like
okay.
there's sort of like a theme. There's sort of like some themes too. Sorry, I'm gathering.
We've
up
never
on
heard of friends having problems, have we?
I've had more problems than most have had with their friends.
Oh, okay. So we have heard of friends. So what? You still have quite a bit in the pile there. Let's
And
see some
then
more.
these are all 5 of the Babysitter's books that I have. Babysitter's Club books. There are actually
right.
6 of them, I think.
So these are adaptations of things that
one.
originally were in novel form, but have now become really popular.
Yeah, I'm missing number 2. I got
Can I
that
show
one out
some
of
of
the
them?
library. So this one is the first one, and
Number
then
1.
this
It's
one,
called Christie's Great Idea.
and then this one's the 3rd one. This is called Mary Ann Saves the Day.
Marianne says
And
today.
then this one.
Oh, this one's black and white. Most of them are in
number
color, right?
4. Yeah, that edition's in black and white.
So they have black and white and color editions.
And then this one's number 5, which isn't by Raina Telgemeier. And then this one isn't by Raina Telgemeier.
Okay.
But
So Raina
number 5 and 6.
wrote and drew, right? And
Yeah.
do they find someone new to write and draw them? Gail Callaghan? Is her style a little different?
Yeah, her style is slightly more like cutesy, I think.
Cutesy, more cutesy.
Yeah, like her style.
And do you
style is
enjoy
slightly more
both
cutesy,
both
but
writers?
I enjoy
Or
both.
artists?
Yeah, I enjoy both graphic novel
novelists.
writers.
Right.
And then these ones I already showed. So,
Okay.
what have you been reading lately?
Well, I wanted to ask you a few questions, can I? While we're on the subject of
Okay.
kids and graphic novels. Do any of the boys or anybody like the traditional Marvel and DC superheroes that you know of?
Some boys that I know like the traditional Marvel and DC superheroes. Like some of the boys.
Do you think
like
they ever find graphic novels with those characters in them?
I think so. I think they watch the movies and then read some of the comic books.
Okay. And how about some of the girls? Do some of them like Marvel or DC superheroes?
Me and Hazel so far.
You had said to me before that some people like the DC superhero girls series,
Yeah, some of my friends like DC
which we also have, but
girls.
it didn't end up in this stack of comics.
Yeah, a few of my friends like DC superhero girls, but I'm the only one who reads like old comics.
Right. She has a sinister influence that way.
Sinister.
With a ticklish head. And you said that a lot of the girls watch, or some of the girls watch Supergirl on TV?
Yeah. A few watch it, and I've watched some episodes.
And doesn't one of your friends that I've talked to likes The Flash on TV, right? Sophia?
Sophia likes The Flash.
But she doesn't read Flash comics, I see.
She doesn't. I think she doesn't. She likes a lot of the CW shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want me to show what I've been reading lately? So that you guys might not have seen before, I recently picked up this final collection of poetry by Ursula K. Le Guin, which they're poems about aging and facing death. And I thought that was interesting because normally literature seems to be for people under 40 in a way, or about the concerns of people under 40. And she died recently, so this is posthumously published. This is what the pictures look like.
Can I look at it?
So that's a bit sad. She was a writing teacher of mine and a local Portland celebrity of sorts. One of the most famous living science fiction writers until a year or two ago. And I'm reading my latest issue of New Scientist. My subscription to New Scientist stopped for a while, and luckily I finally renewed it, and I'm getting it in the mail again. And I'm working on reading this issue of Comic Book Creator, which is partially devoted to Steve Rude. I thought at first the whole issue was, but they have a ginormous, maybe 50% of the issue is one long interview with Steve Rude, which includes a kind of confusing note by him at the end called DC Hello Goodbye, where he says he's been doing cover, like he did the Action Comics cover just this past week. And he's been doing a few, like he did a Commandy Challenge, and he's done some of those Hanna-Barbera comics, the Space Ghost type.
Finishing Basements.
So, but apparently he's decided not to work with DC anymore because he feels they're too politically correct. Though his idea of politically correctness may be different than other people's.
What does he mean too politically correct?
Well, I think he was putting in jokes, from what he said, he was putting in jokes about certain things into the comics that DC was making him remove. I think it might have been more like trademark issues, actually. Like apparently he put a Whammo sign on a kid's toy bat plane.
What's a Whammo?
Whammo is a brand of toys, or used to be. Anyway, I'm not... And I guess he put a John Deere thing. Anyway, so his problems with things that lawyers get upset with in comics. Yeah,
and then Finishing Basements.
I've been reading Finishing Basements.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. This is what takes up some of my time.
Cute guinea pig toy.
I've been reading Mobile Game Development with Unity.
Oh, yeah, because he's doing this Unity Maya thing.
Yeah, I'm working on learning Maya and Unity.
And Photoshop.
And I plan to read this, but it's going to be hard to read it because this is from the library. There's no words.
There's no words!
How do you read
where's
a comic
the
with
words?
no words? Glancing at it
word?
makes me realize I really need words. Pictures do not do the job alone. But I'm going to give it...
Really...
There are sound effects. Zank, zank, zank.
What if you read a book without words? Like one of these.
That might end up looking like this book.
Thick books. No,
no, there's nothing on these pages. What if I read this book?
Okay. But what if you read a book that was this whole thick book and it had nothing in it?
But you have to read every page.
Yeah. I would just be like, I read this page, you know.
So you want to tell people about this book that you are reading?
By the way, this book is this book that I am reading. Yeah, I'm pretty far through it now. I've been reading this for a while. It's called Divergent. You may or may not have heard of it. It was a movie in 2014.
I never heard of it.
It said, oh, 2014, but 2014 is already gone.
Right.
It was 4 years ago.
It's the beauty of older books.
It's really good. It's sort of. Is
it violent?
It's a little bit violent, but some of it's kind of funny.
Because it's one of those books they're trying to sell to people who like The Hunger Games, right?
Yeah.
Would you think it might be better than The Hunger Games?
Which I eventually do want to read The Hunger Games.
She hasn't read
maybe sometime
Games.
soon.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of my friends have read it. So.
Did they find it scary?
Well.
Or gross?
I don't think so.
Okay. I think it's a little violent.
Some of my friends have more of a tolerance than me. Though I have a pretty good tolerance for violence in books.
Right. It's in movies where you actually see the blood or
in
gore
movies.
that we don't want
Like,
to watch.
I don't mind actually... Like, I don't mind reading about it in a book, but in a movie or a comic book, that's when I do mind.
And then we've been spending a lot of time
dummy.
with guinea pigs. This is a guinea pig doll, but we have some real ones.
Yeah, we have some real ones. We have one that looks like really like this one. We have two.
Very much like that one.
Named Solar Eclipse and one named Luna Eclipse. And Luna Eclipse looks super like this one.
So I think we've covered a lot in 16 minutes.
A lot.
Pretty long, sleepy quacking.
Are
What do we call it?
Sleepy Duck
Sleepy
vlog.
Duck vlog, right.
So are there anything else you would like to talk about?
No, I think we've covered everything we
Really?
decided to. Yeah. But we could come back and do another one when we think of more topics.
Yeah. But you'll be in Connecticut.
Well, when I come back.
Okay.
Time is infinite.
I think
or at least pretty long.
Well, time is, for us, is maybe like, I don't know, 90 years.
90 years. Let's hope.
So.
Fingers crossed. Okay. But, so we might be back in a couple weeks.
Or even 1 week.